Hello, welcome back to another exciting translation episode, or whatever it's called. I don't know. So, let's get right to the translation itself, because I've got nothing else to say. It's Friday. Let's be quick and go home as soon as possible. So, translating this one, it's another one of those exercises where instead of translating it properly like this, we are going to translate it on the fly, and then you can just present your solution or ideas or whatever. So my idea here is that I'd like to color code the verbs because those are the most important ones, and as you can imagine, because you are already aware, I assume, that in Hungarian if you find the verb, then you have found the subject and the action as well. Okay, so these are all the verbs, and most of them are on their own. In this case, the subject, as far as English is concerned, is Béla, and then later on the subject changes, because in this case it's still Béla, but then later on it's somebody else that escaped, although that's not too obvious. Anyways, let's start translating. Let's figure this one out. So in this case, because it's past tense, in English it's relatively easy. So Béla, the person we are talking about, was hunting. I mean, I assume he was hunting and something happened, because English cares about such things, but in Hungarian it's just past tense. He did that. What happened then? So he was hunting, and then he saw what? A deer. Remember that this one is, the T itself is because it is an object. So Béla was hunting and he saw a deer. I assume that this one is one or a. And where did he do the things? Well, in the woods. But what sort of woods? A wheel or round woods? That doesn't make sense at all. Or does it? Remember, Hungarian, much like English, uses references in lots and lots of places. So that means if you encounter something weird, but you're sure what's going on in there, I mean, I'm pretty sure that this says a round forest, then I'd imagine you'd feel kinda lost. And I do feel kinda lost, to be honest, at least when it comes to explaining what's going on. Because I know for a fact, because I grew up in Hungary, that a round forest is a sort of fairy tale forest. That's what's it called, and there is not much else to it. Now, if you didn't grow up in Hungary, then you have no chance knowing that. Much like what I experienced in the UK here. There are loads of references, especially references to fairy tales and cartoon shows on television, where people know what's going on, but I don't. Of course, later on they explain it to me, but that doesn't help at the precise moment I encounter it. So, what to do with these? Well, I could be your almost primary source, and I know what you're thinking. There might be a list of references, but the world doesn't work like that. Unless you discover it for yourself over the years, there is not much else you can do, because I know a set of references, but a fellow Hungarian would probably know another set of references that might overlap with mine, and well, it probably would, but they know something I don't, and that's how the world works. So anyways, now at least you know that a round forest is that sort of cartoonish, fairy tale-ish forest. And isn't that just fun? Oh yeah, it is. So, Béla was hunting in a fairy tale forest, or whatever forest. I usually ignore these kind of references because it wouldn't make sense to English people anyways, or any sort of other people. So he was hunting in a forest, and then saw a deer. And that concludes the first sentence. The second sentence. What did he want to do? before I do anything, I'm pretty sure that because of these two verbs, one of them has to be the secondary, and this is the secondary because this has the ni. So he did something, or wanted, wished, would have liked, whatever, to do this. So this action led to that one. So what led to what? Let's see. So he wanted to do what? Well, le is not a horse, that's low, but whatever. I mean, low is here. Le is not a horse at all. Yeah, how about shoot? Yeah, okay, good. Anyways, so now that we removed the horse, which is completely horrible, now you can see that he wanted to shoot, but what's le? Remember, last time or some time ago I did give you the Hungarian prefixes and I did say that le is down. Now for some reason in Hungarian, if you shoot something, it will probably fall down, so that sort of completes the shooting action. You shoot, and then the person, or, well, I'm sorry, the deer, in this case, falls down and dies, or becomes food, or in that sort of order, somehow. Right, anyway, so he wanted to shoot the deer, but, and then fled. Yeah, so somebody fled, but who fled? Was it Bela? I mean, technically, sure, I could say that he wanted to shoot it, but then he got away. Of course, if you live in the world of taking things literally, then yeah, you could argue. But if you think about it, when it comes to stories, it's usually the deer that runs away or flees the scene, not the hunter. Of course, it's not obvious, so maybe later on in the story it would turn out that Bela indeed ran away, but there is a very low probability of that happening. Let's assume then that Bela wanted to shoot the deer, but the deer ran away. And what happened here? So the something. So that one is moment. Yeah, sure, it has the bon, and then the last. So the last moment. And while you can't really use the cube for time, you could actually when it comes to Hungarian. Because if we are arriving to that time, or by that time, you could use rare. If you are living in the moment, much like in English, you can use bon ben. Hence, we use bon ben when it comes to moments. So, in the last moment, possibly the deer ran away or fled the scene. And that would be it. That's the translation for today. And of course, you can use this video to just solve the puzzle, but you can always pause it at that last moment, go away, and try again, because you can see the whole story. And of course, you might just have a different conclusion for the story. So, whatever the case is, you're always welcome to leave a comment with the solution or with any other questions that you might have. And don't forget to check out the document with the thing. So thanks for watching, have a great weekend, see you next week, bye bye.